You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
All set for your flight?
Yep, I've got everything I need. Eye mask, neck pillow, T-Mobile, headphones.
Wait, T-Mobile?
You bet. Free in-flight Wi-Fi. 15% off all Hilton brands. I never go anywhere without T-Mobile. Same goes from a water bottle, chewing gum, nail clippers,
okay,
passport.
I'm gonna leave you to it.
Find out how you can experience travel better at T-Mobile.com/travel.
Qualifying plan required. Wi-Fi were available on select U.S. airlines. Deposit and Hilton Honors membership required for 15% discount. Terms and conditions apply.
Say goodbye to your credit card rewards. Greedy corporate mega stores, led by Walmart and Target, are pushing for a law in Congress to take away your hard-earned cash back and travel points to line their pockets. The Durbin-Marshall credit card bill would enact harmful credit card routing mandates that would end credit card rewards as we know it. If you love your credit card rewards, tell your lawmakers, hands off my rewards. Tell them to oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neal, and sitting across from me is an empty chair, but next to that empty chair is Ken. How are you, Ken?
Yeah, I'm in Matt's old seat, I guess.
You're in his old seat?
That's what's wrong today.
Is the musk still in there?
The musk? Yes.
Still
smells of Matt. I'm going to take this chair home if you don't mind, actually.
That's fine. It smells of coffee beans and disdain.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, how are you today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, it's going to be a fun game today. As Ken said, we don't have Matt here. He actually took some extra shifts at Hot Rags, so he's out there trying to sell some, blankets.
And septum piercings.
Yeah, and incense.
Yeah.
And rings and whatnot.
And Misfits paraphernalia.
And stickers that go in the car with that little kid that pees on stuff.
You mean
Calvin?
Calvin, yeah. So, yeah, that's what he's doing. So, have fun, Matt. But we do have some special guests in the studio, at least over Skype, if we want to be specific, which I know everyone likes to be specific, so they're over Skype. So our first guest is a Universal Champion. He's been on the show before as a host. He's a member of Questionable Company. He's someone you might have heard on many other podcasts, and that's Cheyenne Fletcher. How's it going, Cheyenne?
Hey, good. How are y'all doing?
Good. And we heard you have a championship today. Is that right?
Yeah, today's our... we do 3 league championships a year, and today is our, our winter one.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Is this your third time on the show or just second time?
Just the second.
Oh, it seems like it was more, right? Because I think we bumped into him a few times.
Oh, yeah. We bumped into you at Geek Bowl.
Last year.
You had your sturdy Dunkin' Donuts cup, I believe, a huge one.
To be truthful, like...
It was in Vegas
last year. Vegas is like a bit of a blur. Maybe, I don't know.
I remember everything, though. That's probably why. So
yeah.
So just don't do anything around me you don't want to be remembered, because it will be.
Right.
No, but I won't tell anyone.
How ominous.
I know. Well, thank you for joining us. Anything else new in your life that you want to tell us?
Not really. Just kids growing up and getting bigger, and it's really weird. I had to take my son to driver's ed yesterday, and he's like 6'2", and I'm like 5'7". I'm like, what is all this?
I too have been noticing that kids are getting bigger, but they're not my kids. They're just other people's kids. Right?
Just any other kid you see. Yeah, that's got to be pretty fun. Well, we're going to come back to you, Cheyenne, in a little bit for your announcement for Geek Bowl, just to give us some insight into what's going on over there. But our next special guest is actually hosting the game today. She's a Cruiserweight Champion, and we appreciate her support. And that's Anne Barry. How's it going, Anne?
Good. How about you guys?
Doing really well. Thank you for joining us. This is your first time on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really excited.
And tell us a little bit about yourself, because we don't know you, so we want to know more about you.
Sure. I live in Austin, Texas. I've been here for like 2.5 years, but I'm originally from New York. So that's where I started doing my trivia. So shout out to Pete's Candy Store, which is like the best bar trivia I think I've ever been to. I'm a high school math teacher, and I actually give my kids trivia questions every day as part of extra credit on their quizzes. And so some of these have been tested out on teenagers. Some of them are meant to like torture children, and might be a little bit easier for you guys because you have a little bit more knowledge than them.
I like that they were tested on teenagers. That makes me feel
I'm actually
good.
petrified to get questions from a high school math teacher.
You sound like a math teacher I would have loved having because I'm terrible at math, but the fact you threw trivia in there makes it more fun at least.
Yeah. And this is our This is our first time on the show and our first time in this brand new studio.
That's right.
Which is across your hallway from our old studio.
That's right. And it's very white in here. There's nothing on the walls yet.
So let's go ahead and break the bottle against the bow of the ship or whatever they do. And what is that?
That was really
mug?
lame.
Okay.
That was a mug with my pen. Nope. We'll add a sound effect.
And here we go, right?
Here we go.
Off we go.
The Titanic. This is the studio that will never fail. So you have a game for us today that you wrote. Before we get to that, we just wanted to tell everyone, Geek Bowl is in Chicago this year. I think everyone knows that already. We're planning an event. It's a big podcast meetup on the Thursday before Geek Bowl, which I believe is the 5th, right, Jeff, of March?
I think so, yeah.
The 5th of March. So we have all the details kind of figured out at the time of this recording, but we didn't want to say anything too specific. So just keep checking the Crop and our Facebook page for information for where that's going to be. We're going to have some other information about, fun things to do in Chicago that you guys can check out, or if you want to look for pizza places, coffee places, food. We were talking to Cheyenne earlier about vegan and vegetarian restaurants that we know a lot about. So we have a lot of recommendations, so make sure to hit us up. But we're excited about it.
And I will throw in that we are doing an event at 12 on the 6th, I guess. With us and Jeremy Kahneman's Brain Bash Trivia and Nick Grove's city/district trivia.
Okay.
I feel like he has 2 trivia companies by having a big trivia triathlon.
Nice.
All right. Well, before we throw it to Anne to have her run her great game, let's throw it to the rules guy. I believe he's in a studio with incense provided by Matt. And
that's not incense. It's legal now.
Oh, it's legal now. Okay. We'll see how it sounds.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
The cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Very mellow.
Yeah. So seeing as this is our, the Titanic, the new studio is the Titanic.
Yep.
Is this the Unstinkable studio?
Oh, that's good. The Unstinkable studio. So there's the Sweat Lodge next door, and this is the Unstinkable studio.
So
so stupid.
So let's see. Me and Jeff will be the Unstinkables.
You're the Unstinkables. Okay. So should we go for a Titanic themed name as well? What do you think, Cheyenne?
Kathy Bates's hat.
That's good. Yeah, well, that's fine. Yeah,
Sweaty Model T.
Let's be Kathy Bates's hat. I like that. I like Kathy Bates. All right, cool. So it's going to be Cheyenne and myself versus Ken and Jeff. And Anne, feel free to take it away whenever you're ready.
Okay, so all of my friends know I'm obsessed with musical theater, but also a lot of my friends are really annoyed by that. So what I've done is I've written a round that's sort of about musicals, but you don't really have to know much about musicals to answer the questions.
Cool.
Number 1, 2015's Fun Home was the first musical written entirely by women to win Best Musical. One of the writers is the originator and namesake of a simple test of how feminist one might consider a film. What is the name of this test?
I can lock us in.
Yeah, I can as well.
Okay, cool.
I trust you, so go ahead.
Cool.
I just need a second to come up with this. I know it. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
I got it. Finally.
Perfect.
All right. We're going to lock in with the Bechdel test.
Yep, and Cheyenne and I locked in with the Bechdel test.
And it is the Bechdel test.
That was too long.
At least you got there.
Okay, number 2. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm debating whether or not to give you guys the extra hint on this one. So maybe if I kind of listen to you guys talk it through, I might decide to give you a hint.
Okay.
But I think you can get it without the hint. A revival of the musical Fiddler on the Roof is currently being performed on Broadway entirely in which Central European language?
I think we can lock in Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Because I was interested in seeing it. Okay.
So where's the distinction between Yiddish and Hebrew?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's Yiddish, though.
I have no idea.
Well, let's say Yiddish.
You locking in with that?
Yeah.
That's surprising. Man, I can't believe you got there. Yeah, I believe it's directed by Cabaret's famous MC Joel Grey, and we said Yiddish.
And the answer is Yiddish. So the hint was going to be that and this is a stat I found, so I don't know quite how accurate this is, but of the roughly 600,000 people worldwide who speak this language, 82,000 live in Brooklyn.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so number 3. On Your Feet is a musical about the life of Gloria Estefan. The musical takes place primarily in Miami, but in the second act of the play, Gloria goes on a worldwide tour. If you were to board a plane in Miami and fly directly south, which 2 South American countries would you fly over? And these would be the only 2 you fly over. 5 points for each correct answer.
I think I've got what makes the most sense in my head.
I'll let you lock in because I have no bearing on this one.
Okay,
cool.
So if we're thinking Brazil, I'm on board with that. The problem I have with Argentina is where it is in the continent. I think you'd have to hit something else first. So I'm trying to think of what.
So probably what's above Brazil?
Right. Well, and so I don't know what exactly, because you'd have like Colombia would be the big one. And then you'd also have like over to the east, you'd have like.
Colombia's on the east side?
No, Venezuela is on the east side. So you'd have like Venezuela.
Well, I think that's the answer then.
Okay. We can go Venezuela. I'm wondering if it's one of the smaller countries, but like Suriname, French Guiana, something like that. But
so Venezuela and Brazil, yeah?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, you can take it, Cheyenne.
It's crazy how far like South America is shifted. And so I'm pretty sure Colombia is the one that borders Panama, and Ecuador is right below Colombia. So I think the only thing that I can get in my head is Colombia and Ecuador.
So, Cheyenne, you were definitely the closest. You had the right reasoning, but it was Ecuador and Peru for the exact reason that you were saying.
So he does he does get half points though, right?
Yeah, 5 points
so 5
for
points for
Ecuador.
And none for us.
All right, number 4. As a tribute to an iconic mid-'90s commercial, the official Hamilton YouTube channel published a video of Leslie Odom Jr., the actor who portrayed Aaron Burr, eating what kind of sandwich? And I'll add that he's listening to the radio while eating the sandwich.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Okay. We're good.
Okay.
What are you thinking, Cheyenne?
Like 90s iconic commercials, I think of Where's the Beef, which is like a Wendy's hamburger.
Yeah, that's a good point. Was that 90s or was that like late 80s?
I think.
I mean, I would say either. I mean, if you want to go Where's the Beef, we can go Wendy's. I don't know like what specific sandwich that would be though, because it's just a kind of the slogan. At least
right, it's just their like Wendy's hamburger, right? Like or cheeseburger. It's not. I don't think it has a name.
Let's go Big Mac because she said he's listening to the radio. Maybe he's listening to the jingle on the boombox or something. I don't know. That's the only reason I want to go Big Mac.
All right.
Cool. We'll lock in with that.
I think it's literally like the guy's eating like a peanut butter sandwich, and there's like a question about like who shot Alexander Hamilton, and he tries to go Aaron Burr, but he goes Aaron Burr, which I think is a Got Milk ad, but I think he's eating a peanut butter sandwich.
Yep, that's exactly right. It's the Aaron Burr commercial, and so peanut butter and jelly sandwich would be fine. It's a really funny reenactment, so you guys should look it up.
I didn't even think of
I know that 100%. Like, I feel like. God, I'm getting old.
Well, the
like that was
funny thing about
like
that is
2 years ago.
The original ad, I believe, was Michael Bay directed that. It's the guy sitting at the table.
That's why the camera's spinning all around him. Yeah,
if I remember.
In the background.
Yeah, that's one of Michael Bay's first commercials. Yeah.
Question 5. Spamalot is a musical adaptation of the classic movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Along the knight's quest, they are stopped at the Bridge of Death. When asked his favorite color, Sir Galahad incorrectly says his favorite color is blue. What is his actual favorite color?
I've been wanting to see this musical for years. My friend was just in it and it closed. I didn't get a chance to see it. I have an idea on a color, just really gut reaction to Sir Galahad, but I think I'm in the wrong ballpark. But
blue, no red. Green, yellow, no yellow. Let's just go red, I think.
Okay. That's what I thought, but to be fair, I've only seen Monty Python in pieces.
Yeah, like, I think Lancelot also says blue, and he gets across the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Cheyenne, what was
we're
your...
go with red.
You're going with red. Okay. What was your guess, Cheyenne?
I just said orange. I kind of think it's green now, but I wrote down orange.
Okay.
So it's actually yellow. Ken was kind of reenacting it as blue, no, yellow, like as he's being like launched off the bridge is what he's yelling.
Okay.
Okay. So number.
Man, a missed Monty Python question for me is like a cut on a swordsman's back.
Yeah, you do like Monty Python a lot. Actually,
I really thought someone was going to get that. I was like, this is really reaching out to the people who don't like musicals and, oh well.
I know. I was hoping it would be a musical one, and I was like, oh, I'm excited. But after 5, Ken, how many points do you have?
Looks like we have 30.
We have 30, and then we have Kathy Bates' hat have 25.
Okay, so number 6. Bobby Lopez, the EGOT-winning composer of the music for the movie Frozen, won his 2 Tonys for which musicals, both of which would not be suitable for the vast majority of Frozen fans. So 5 points for each.
I know one, but I don't know the other.
We can lock in Cheyenne if that's okay.
Yeah, do it. The only thing I know about Robert Lopez is he's the only double EGOT winner. But I don't know anything about musicals.
So he did Avenue Q.
Yeah, definitely not for children.
And I don't know the other one, but what's a good dirty, maybe not dirty, but at least adult musical? Maybe Kinky Boots or something? I don't think that was him.
I don't know musicals.
I don't know.
Well.
Let's go with Avenue Q and Kinky Boots.
All right. Avenue Q is one of our answers. That's correct. Kinky Boots was Cyndi Lauper, but he also did Book of Mormon with Matt and Trey.
Oh, that's right. I did know that.
That's absolutely right. So Avenue Q and Book of Mormon. So 5 points and 10 points.
Okay.
Good job.
Yep, no problem. I got your back.
Okay, number 7. There is only one U.S. state that has a county that borders 4 other states. What state is this?
What about that one?
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Because the county is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking the same thing, but for another state. But I couldn't imagine it was similar in scope. But that one would make sense because it would be
that thing
almost uninhabited.
It's got that. Yeah. Okay, we're locked in.
So Cheyenne, I don't know anything about geography or counties or whatnot, but she did not mention a musical in the clue, which leads me to believe that it would be a musical that is named after a state, possibly. So I was thinking it could be Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's going to border Kansas, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas. So yeah, I was at the other part of the state. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that there is a county in the Panhandle. It's either Cimarron or Beaver. I think it's Cimarron. Might be Texas. I just know those are the 3 counties in the Panhandle. I can't remember which order they go in. But yeah, let's go with Oklahoma.
Okay. All right. We'll go with Oklahoma.
Yeah, for similar reasons, we went Oklahoma.
Yep, the answer is Oklahoma, and it is Cimarron County. So good catch there on the omission of any musical being in the clue.
That's where I'm at because nothing else I'm going to get.
Okay, number 8. The Color Purple is a musical adaptation of the novel of the same name by which author?
I can lock this in.
Yeah, I think so too, but we'll lock in. I'm sure you got it. So,
do you remember, Jeff? Toni Morrison?
Toni Morrison?
That's an author, right?
Yeah, she wrote Beloved.
Let's do that. All right, we're locked in.
All right, Cheyenne, were you going with Alice Walker?
Yeah, Alice Walker.
All right, we'll lock in with that.
Yeah, so the answer is Alice Walker. Number 9, this is when I was sort of starting to be reaching with the theme. So Damn Yankees is a musical that involves the Yankees and baseball. I don't really know anything else. Which team in Major League Baseball holds the distinction of being the team with the longest current World Series drought, having last won in 1948?
Oh, the longest drought of not winning?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know this, Cheyenne. But if they're locked in, we can talk about it.
You know what? We're locked in too. Because I think this is a thorn in Neal's side, maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's the Cleveland Indians, Cheyenne.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Okay, yeah, because I'm an Indians and a Cubs fan, and I've sat through many World Series, or 2 at least, where they lost at the last minute and was very sad afterwards. So we're going to go with Cleveland Indians.
And we went with the same.
Okay, great. Yep, it is the Cleveland Indians.
Oh, you see that? I got a baseball question. Boom.
This is more of a like knowing Neal question.
Well, when they were in the World Series the one year, all the guys on the team bleached their hair blonde as like a good luck thing, and I did it too, and it did not work.
You know what it is? I'm wearing this Japanese baseball cap from David Levacy, and I think the knowledge is seeping into my brain.
The baseball knowledge, yeah. What were you saying, Ann?
Was the blonde hair thing back in, what was it, like 98 or 97?
Yeah, 97 or 98, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because that was like, I'm from New York, and that was like the Yankees were on a roll in that era, but that was like the time they didn't make the World Series, and we were all devastated because we were like, we deserve it every year.
I know what that's like, but with hockey.
The Yankees paid for it every year.
Yeah. Oops. But my history teacher was a Indians fan, and she's awesome. So we were actually really happy for her when that happened. So
hopefully someday.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the next one, this is one that I gave to my students, and it's a little bit crazy. And I promise you, if you listen closely, you can figure out the answer because it's going to sound bonkers.
Okay.
Okay. Christopher Plummer, who played Captain, not Commodore Von Trapp in The Sound of Music, did not actually sing in the film. His unrefined, grisly singing voice was dubbed over by Bill Lee, the titan of the playback singers. When I tried to look up Bill Lee, Google didn't volunteer much in the way of information. Instead, a contemporary Bill Lee came up in the results. This other Bill Lee is the current governor of which U.S. state?
Well, so I think it's either a play on words with like Bill Lee versus like Billy or maybe William. And then she also said grizzly, which is kind of a very distinct word. So I think maybe that relates to what state it is. Oregon, Washington, California. Oregon. We're locked in.
Okay.
Cheyenne, I think the words I heard in the clue were Titan, which made me think of Tennessee.
Yeah, and Commodore.
Yeah, Commodore.
She said Captain, not Commodore Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Or the Commodores.
Grizzlies, Memphis.
Yeah, so that's why I'm on the same page as you. Do you want to go Tennessee?
Yep.
All right.
I tried to milk something out of you, Jeff, but you just weren't given today.
I got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Grabbed hold of Jeff's udder and I yanked, but couldn't get any fluid.
It just went. Sorry.
So the answer is Tennessee.
Sweet.
Yeah, so there was Commodore, Grizzly, which I feel bad because I have no idea how bad Christopher Plummer's singing voice is. It may or may not be grizzly sounding, but I just put that in there. Volunteer and Titan.
You know, they originally
I completely missed. I only got it from Commodore. I missed all the other three.
Yeah, those are great question, Ann.
You know, they originally cast Kevin Spacey in The Sound of Music, but he was replaced midway through by Christopher Plummer. Not a lot of people know that.
Yeah, right. When before infancy,
right.
Kevin Spacey.
So we got 55 points there.
And we have 75 at Kathy Bates' hat. So what's your team name again?
Unstinkable.
The Unstinkable Molly Brown or something. Cool. So 75 to 55, you said?
Yeah.
75 to 55 going into the swing round. And just a quick little mention here, Jeff. Both Ann and Cheyenne are Patreon supporters, and we really appreciate it. Where can people check us out on Patreon if they'd like to support the show other than listening?
Yes, we're very thankful to Cheyenne and Ann and all of our other Patreon supporters for making the show possible. If you'd like to join them, you can do so at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast, where we have many different reward tiers, great offers, perks. It's the only way you can get to find out the results of our payoffs for our wagers.
Yep.
Which are all wonderful. And any support really helps the show, keeps it running and keeps it growing and moving in the right direction. So we're very appreciative for all of you who can and do support the show. And again, you can check us out at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast.
Yes, even minimal contributions are greatly appreciated, and we'd love it if you'd consider that and pick up some nice gifts for yourself on the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move into the swing round.
Okay, so the swing round is like sort of imagined answers to song questions. So I'm going to give you, so there are many songs out there where the title is a question, and I'm going to give you a hypothetical answer to that question.
Okay.
And you have to identify the song title and artist. So if I said, no, I don't want to inflict any pain on you, the answer would be, do you really want to hurt me? And whoever does that song, I actually didn't look up
Culture
that,
Club.
but
Culture Club.
Culture Club, yes, exactly. Number 1, 35 inches worth each year in Austin. Number 2, Merriam-Webster says, strong affection for another arising out of kinship or personal ties, or attraction based on sexual desire, affection, and tenderness felt by lovers. Number 3, I don't know how I'll feel in the morning, but baby, right now, tonight, you have my heart. Number 4, just take the 101 south from San Francisco and you'll be there in about an hour. Number 5, I'm not really into that literary genre, but if I had to pick, I'd go for Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. Number 6, I don't know, that random person I hired on Rover. Number 7, yes, and frankly, that's an insulting question. 45% of the population in Africa is Christian, and the rest probably don't care. Number 8, because the asphalt would probably be very uncomfortable, we'll get scrapes all over, and we could get arrested for public indecency. Number 9, 24601. And this is the actual answer. That's the actual answer to the question that, in the context of the song. And number 10, not much, just been staring out the window, licking myself and batting around some toy mice.
Say goodbye to your credit card rewards. Greedy corporate mega stores, led by Walmart and Target, are pushing for a law in Congress to take away your hard-earned cash back and travel points to line their pockets. The Durbin-Marshall credit card bill would enact harmful credit card routing mandates that would end credit card rewards as we know it. If you love your credit card rewards, tell your lawmakers, hands off my rewards. Tell them to oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
One particular argument, he ended up dislocating Ava's jaw. Ava, she was such a tough cookie. Rather than cry or scream or anything like that,
Or call the police.
Or call the police, like she should have, exactly. What does she do? She takes an ashtray and she knocks him over the head and knocks him unconscious. That's how she fought back. She didn't know what to do, so she called Louis B. Mayer. I think I've killed Howard Hughes. What do I do?
Revisit a time when the pictures were still big and everyone was ready for their close-up. When you want Tyrone Power instead of Tom Hardy, Jennifer Jones instead of Jennifer Lawrence, or Robert Mitchum rather than Robert Pattinson, then From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
Okay, that sound means that we're back and we have our answers. It's going to be 100 points up for grabs in this pretty difficult round. So 5 points for each song title and 5 for each artist. So let's go ahead and start with number 1.
Okay, so yes, 35 inches worth each year in Austin.
All right, we'll start. Jeff had a good thought on this one. What about Creedence Clearwater Revival's
Have you ever seen the rain?
Have you ever seen the rain?
Oh, God. That makes so much sense. Yeah, we said, does it rain in Texas? We had no idea.
So it is CCR, Have You Ever Seen the Rain? And so I only put Austin because that's where I live. So I recognize that was kind of confusing. Okay, number 2. Merriam-Webster says, strong affection for another arising out of kinship or personal ties, or attraction based on sexual desire, affection and tenderness felt by lovers.
Yeah, so this is a song that's very influential to Neal and I when we go out clubbing on the weekends. It's What Is Love by Hadaway.
Oh, Hadaway. I couldn't think of the guy's name. Yes, we are bobbing our heads over here for What Is Love.
Yep, it is What Is Love. And number 3. I don't know how I'll feel in the morning, but baby, right now, tonight, you have my heart.
All right, this one was too tough for me and Jeff, so this one's blank.
Yeah, we weren't too sure on this one, so we just said, do you want to stay the night?
It is actually one of my favorite songs. It's Will You Love Me Tomorrow by the Shirelles.
Oh, Will You? Yeah. Oh, great song. Yeah.
Okay, number 4. Just take the 101 south from San Francisco and you'll be there in about an hour.
This was another one that we were close to, but we just couldn't get to. But I think it's something like, how do you get to blank, or show me the way to blank, or something like that, but whatever.
Yeah, we weren't sure on this one either, and it just reminds me of Matt always asking me, have you ever had a Pink's hot dog? So that's what we went with.
Okay. Ken, you guys were really close. It's Do You Know the Way to San Jose by Dionne Warwick.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, number 5. I'm not really into that literary genre, but if I had to pick, I'd go for Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings.
And we're going to say, What's Your Fantasy by Luda.
Yeah, that's all I could think of was Ludacris, What's Your Fantasy?
And that is the answer. It's definitely the most awkward in terms of like the phrasing. I just like couldn't figure out what a answer that I could say like as a response to What's Your Fantasy. Like I just couldn't come up with a clean answer, so I had to kind of awkwardly wedge it in there.
It as a family show.
That's when you move your book from the side table to the floor.
Yeah, and I'm such a hip hop nerd, and I have no clue about this song.
What?
You've never heard of it? I want to read your books in the library. I want to move, like I said, from the side table down to the floor. I want to. This book is so good.
I just want to read.
I just want to read.
I've actually seen Ludacris live, and I don't know that.
I guarantee you, he did this.
That was the Reading Rainbow version of him.
Okay.
All right, number 6.
Okay, number 6. I don't know, that random person I hired on Rover.
Yeah, we're not exactly sure what Rover is, but maybe it's a dog walking service. So we're going with Who Let the Dogs Out by the Baha Men.
Yeah, we kind of figured out what Rover was last minute, so we also said Who Let the Dogs Out by the Baha Men.
That is absolutely right. Okay, number 7. Yes, and frankly, that's an insulting question. 45% of the population in Africa is Christian, and the rest probably don't care.
Man, we tried to figure this one out. I was like, do they pray in Africa, something like that? I don't know. I don't know any songs like that, so we left this one blank, but maybe it's that.
Nope.
Yeah, had no idea on this one. We were talking about Toto, which was not helpful. So we just said, is Jesus in Africa? I don't know.
So I guarantee you that you guys have heard this song a bunch in the last month and a half. It's Do They Know It's Christmas by Band-Aid.
Oh.
I can guarantee you I haven't heard this song.
Really?
I have not either. And seriously? I'm I've got a 11-year-old daughter, so I'm pretty good on new music. And
oh, no, it's not old. It's from the mid-'80s.
I know what you're I do know what you're talking about. I just try to avoid Christmas music.
Yeah. It's a terrible song.
Yeah.
by Band-Aid, by Gelfin from the Boomtown Rats.
Yes. Okay, number 8. Because the asphalt probably would be very uncomfortable, we'll get scrapes all over, and we'll get arrested for public indecency.
We just put, why don't we bang it out in the street?
You're talking about drums, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get our drums
just
and
take
bang
the
it
drum
out.
set out.
Get the sticks, bang it out.
Drag it out for the black party.
Yeah, right.
Play a quick set.
That's what we always do. We bring our drums out, bang it out. Yeah, we had no idea. We just said it was Poison, but it was every Poison song with a question mark. So we said, talk dirty to me. So we didn't know.
So I was laughing because the first answer was so close. It's Why Don't We Do It in the Road by the Beatles.
Oh.
That explains a lot. We're Stones guys.
Oh, you are Stones guys, yeah. They did it in the road several times, though. Abbey Road.
The Stones practiced what they preached.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, number 9.
Number 9, 24601.
No idea here.
God, I'm so happy that I had Neal on my team for this.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite musicals. I listen to it sometimes, walk into work, and get very invigorated. That would be Jean Valjean singing about his prisoner number, 24601. So the song's Who Am I? I don't know if you need the composer. I think it's Schoenberg, but we said, Who Am I?
Yep, that's totally good. You could say Les Miserables. You could say Jean Valjean. You could be a nerd and say Colm Wilkinson, who's the best Jean Valjean ever. My favorite musical as well. Number 10, not much, just staring out the window, licking myself, and batting around some toy mice.
All right, Jeff and I thought this was a song that begins very subtly. Bum, bum. What's New Pussycat by Tom Jones?
Oh, that's a good guess. Yeah, we just said, what are you doing on your day off, Ken? So that's all we had.
Okay, so the answer is What's New Pussycat by Tom Jones.
Cool.
All right.
Good job, guys.
Yes, great job, other team. We tried.
You only got like one less than us.
All right, the swing round is concluded. We got 50 points on that, and Kathy Bates' hat. Is that what you guys were?
Yeah.
You guys got 35 points, so we're at 105, and you guys are at 110.
All right.
The gap is closing towards the iceberg.
Yep, no more clothes on sale. All right, let's go into the second round.
Okay, so the second round actually has a mystery theme to it. And you can figure out the theme based on the answers. So you don't have to you don't have to go through the clues and think about the words in the clues.
Okay.
The mystery theme is all in the answers. And the hint for the mystery theme is music, which is obviously a broad category.
Dare I say a Broadway category?
Yes. Actually, I think I might
You're fired.
I think I might be done with all of my Broadway references, which is kind of sad. But oh well. And because it's a mystery theme round, I did have to have 11 questions to make the theme work.
Okay.
Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
Okay.
And then the 12th question will be what's the theme? So there's actually 12 questions.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so
Anne broke triviality today.
I broke it. All right, number one. A 1928 book by German World War I veteran Erich Remarque was banned by the Nazi government because of its themes and remains a popular book in high school literature courses. What is the English name of this book?
Jeff, I honestly don't know any German perspective World War I books.
I don't know anything about German books, Cheyenne. The only two I was thinking of from that clue was Paths of Glory and All Quiet on the Western Front, which I know are World War I books. At least the second one is.
All Quiet on the Western Front is fine with me. I'm not really good with literature, but every book that I can remember, I know who the author is. And I don't know this Remarque.
And I know that book is read a lot in high school. Let's just go with that. All Quiet on the Western Front.
And we had to tap out on this one.
Okay, so the answer is All Quiet on the Western Front.
Nice job.
Number two, Tom Hanks' production company, Playtone, gets its name from the fictional record company in which 1990s film about a one-hit wonder band?
Okay, we're locked in.
Yeah, we can lock in, Cheyenne. I believe it's That Thing You Do.
That is also what we said.
And it is That Thing You Do.
And why not?
So we have All Quiet on the Western Front and That Thing You Do.
Okay.
So just keeping track of the answers. Number three. In 2018, there was a popular viral video in which a man created a booby-trapped package to catch a thief who had been stealing his packages. What burst out of the package when opened?
I think we're good here, too. I've seen this one. Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
You're locked in?
Yeah, I know the YouTuber.
Cheyenne, I believe it's glitter, because the glitter gets everywhere.
Okay, this is like way out of my purview.
Your daughter might know this, but I absolutely...
my son would know it.
Yeah, and I absolutely hate glitter, and it would terrify me if this happened, but I'm pretty sure it's glitter, so that's what we'll lock in with.
And Cheyenne, if you look behind you, there's a glitter bomb that we strategically placed. No, it's a glitter bomb,
Just
right?
don't steal from Mark Rober. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, glitter.
Okay. Yes, the answer is glitter. Okay. Number four. Which patriarch of the Israelites was the son of Abraham and Sarah and is said to have lived to be 180 years old?
All right, we're locked in.
I mean, like the old ones are like Methuselah and Nebuchadnezzar, but they're like in the 900s, 800s.
969 for Methuselah.
Oh, okay. So then I do not know then. I was thinking of an L name for some reason. So is there a biblical name that you can think of that's someone who's lived really old?
Abraham is the one that was going to sacrifice his son, right? Is that Isaiah?
Let's go with, I like Isaiah. That sounds correct.
Okay. Let's go with it.
I think you guys were pretty close. I don't think me and Jeff knew this thing about him living a long, long time, but we know who the son of Abraham is, and it's Isaac.
Oh.
The answer is Isaac.
God dang it.
You were close, man. If I knew more, I would have helped you, but I just don't know.
His son was Jacob.
Okay, number five. The top two best-selling Nintendo 64 games of all time are Super Mario 64 and Mario Kart 64. What is the third? This is the only one in the top 10 that features exclusively human characters.
Okay, we're locked in.
Okay, so Cheyenne, we're looking for human characters, N64. I'm just kind of racking my brain here about what I used to play. I have two guesses.
Cool Borders and 1080.
I mean, I played the crap out of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but
I see there's a little comment war going on about our 1080 versus Cool Borders.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right.
Very, very little comment war.
Oh. Cheyenne, the only game I can think of...
Nagano 98.
I was thinking of the 1080 game, because that has human characters, but maybe GoldenEye?
Ooh, GoldenEye was 64, wasn't it?
Because that was the only other game I played other than Mario, basically, so or wrestling. But
I'm pretty sure I played no other game than GoldenEye on 64.
All right, that's a good enough endorsement for me if you want to go with GoldenEye.
I played a bunch of Madden, too.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll lock in with GoldenEye.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Zelda games didn't sneak into the top 3, but we're going to go with GoldenEye.
The answer is GoldenEye. And I actually wanted to say this is the only one that had human characters, but then I looked up information about Zelda, and I think some of the characters in that are
there's monsters.
There's humans in there. I'd never played it.
There's humans and monsters
also,
and all kinds of stuff.
I would say Epona is a character.
And, yeah.
Is Link an elf?
Epona is a horse. Link is he's a Hyrulean.
Oh, okay.
Humanoid.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I said exclusively humans for GoldenEye, just to make sure I got that right.
So after 5 in the second round, looks like Kathy Bates' hat picked up 40 more points. We're at 150. How about you guys?
40 points for us as well. 145.
All right.
Okay. Number 6. Which 1977 song was deemed controversial at the time of its release because it is about a boy trying to convince a Catholic girl to have premarital sex?
I have an idea, Cheyenne.
I do. I have an idea
I thought that was
as well.
late 60s, early 70s.
And I don't know why. It just popped into my head. So I'd like to talk.
All right, we're locking in with maybe a bad guess, but...
So what are you thinking, Cheyenne? Because I have an idea, too, and I'm curious if it's the same
The
one.
first thing that popped in my head for some reason, and I can't really figure out, is American Pie.
Oh.
By Don McLean.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of
Don McDirty.
Don McDirty. I was thinking of the Meatloaf song, whatever, by the Dashboard Light. I can't remember what it's called.
Right. Confessions.
Oh, shoot. I can't believe I'm forgetting this.
What is that? Yeah, I hate Meatloaf.
So does
Hey,
Ken.
me too.
Ken does, too. Oh, shoot. What is it?
You're vegan, right?
Yeah.
Something by the Dashboard Light.
That's the song that gets interrupted by a baseball game in the middle of it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's got to be it, because he's talking to the woman in the car, and she's like, do you need me? Do you? Whatever. Shoot. I can't remember the name of the song. It's something by the Dashboard Light.
There's Plastic or Confessions in the name of it.
All right, well.
Dashboard Confessional?
Yeah. I think that's it, but let's just say Delight by the Dashboard Light. No.
I cannot.
All right, we'll just say Dashboard Light, because I have no idea.
You mean Paradise by the Dashboard Lights?
Yes, that's it, yeah.
And we said Son of a Preacher Man because we couldn't think of anything.
So it is actually Only the Good Die Young by Billy Joel.
Oh, wow.
Because if you listen to the lyrics, that's what he's trying to do. Also, Paradise by the Dashboard Light is the longest song in the world and is one of the worst karaoke songs.
I hate Meatloaf,
because it just keeps going.
It just keeps going, and usually the people who request it don't really know the song. They just stand up there and kind of laugh through it, and you just, I don't know.
And
it's not very fun to
here's the
watch.
thing. I'm a fan of progressive music, but that song isn't progressive. It's just different parts that are stuck together.
Like multiple songs put together.
Right, yeah.
Okay, number 7. By earning a bronze medal in this sport in the 2016 Rio Olympics, Kim Rode became the first American to medal in six successive Olympic Games, all summer games. Part of this sport's name is mentioned in the song Get Low, though meaning something quite different. What sport did Kim Rode compete in?
I think I got it, Cheyenne. I think.
Okay. I mean, I'll trust you if you want to lock in.
You got it. You got it.
Okay. Are you locked in? Yeah. I'm guessing that she was good at skeet shooting, possibly. So that's what we went with: skeet shooting or shooting.
Yeah, I remember when she did it, and I remember thinking shooting was an obvious one that you'd be okay at for a long time, possibly. So we said skeet shooting.
Yes, It is keep shooting. And for the purposes of my like mystery, we'll just call it shooting.
Shooting. Okay.
All right, good to know.
I didn't hear it at first, but at the end when she said get low, I'm like, really? The Yin Yang twins? And I was like, oh no, that's what it is. Okay.
Number 8, there's been a long time rumor that the animators of The Lion King snuck the word sex into their animation, but it turns out they actually spelled out just SFX, meaning special effects. In the film, what was used to spell out SFX?
I got an idea, Neal.
Cool. So do I. I think I got it too.
I'm pretty sure.
If you're pretty sure, then that's fine.
Like, I know there was like a controversy or something of something in the clouds.
Yes. Yeah. I think he Mufasa sits down on the edge of a cliff and like the flower petals or whatever go up into the air in the clouds and spell SFX. I believe like after he sits down on grass or whatever, or dust. Dust or flower petals. I can't. Whatever he sits down on the cliff comes up and spells it. I think. But
Okay,
we can
so
go clouds
something-
if you want. But I think it's like dust or something.
If you remember him sitting down on something puffing up, then let's go with that.
I thought it was like more like a constellation, like a Milky Way, So we put stars, but I think you might be right with the dust.
Okay, so here's the thing. As you guys were discussing, I realized that I just remembered it wrong. I remembered it as stars, but what it is actually the dust from Mufasa going like up against the stars. You can kind of like see it, like going against the backdrop of like the constellation. So technically it is dust, but I will also accept stars because stars is what I want the answer to be.
Okay.
For the theme.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. I was like,
That works. That works.
So the theme is stars. I screwed that up.
It's okay.
So I'm glad you guys know The Lion King very, very well.
All right, so that's free points, everybody.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Players at home, free points. Unless you put clouds.
Okay, number 9. What is the name in English for the meal that is eaten after Yom Kippur?
All right, we're locked in.
I just read an article about this. Hash starts with an H, maybe. Hamza. No.
Oh boy.
It's a plain English name.
Oh, it's a plain English name.
Yep.
What am I thinking of? I don't know. Do you know it, Cheyenne? Could
I don't.
Okay.
Maybe like, what's Passover?
Passover. Yeah, that might be Passover. Actually, yeah. I mean, it's better. It's better than me coming up with bad names that are going to make me sound like an idiot. So, do you want to just try Passover? Because I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know it either.
Okay.
And
we'll go Passover.
So we said Seder for this?
We did.
Okay.
The answer is actually break fast.
Okay.
Because Yom Kippur is the holiday where you fast from sundown to sundown. For, I think, the atonement of sins. Yeah. But I could be wrong about that. Okay, number 10. What was the original web address of Facebook?
Oh, I think we can lock in, Cheyenne.
So now that we've figured out the thing, Jeff, can you get to the answer?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
So I think it's the Facebook, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, we're gonna go with the Facebook.
Okay, so yeah, I was in college when this first came out, and we all started using it. One of the early colleges that used it, and as Justin Timberlake said, just drop the Facebook. So we said the Facebook.
It is the Facebook. Yeah, I remember June 2004 signing up. Very exciting. Okay, so at this point, you might want to take stock of what all of your clues are, if you have any idea of what the theme would be, because it might help you with the last question.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Number 11, which country nestled between Romania and the Ukraine was the least visited European country in 2016, according to the UN, and the 4th most forgotten European country on Sporkle, with San Marino, Kosovo, and Liechtenstein below it?
That's sad, Liechtenstein. We're locked in.
Yeah.
Neal, do you have this theme down yet?
I do not. I'm a little lost. I mean, there's like a hockey thing in there, maybe like gold for Golden Knights, fast break, shooting, stars, Dell Stars, Facebook. That's all. I have a hockey thing going on, but I keep looking at glitter and I keep thinking of Mariah Carey, and it's confusing me.
Oh my God, I'm doing the same thing.
So
it's the right way to go.
Moldova is right there.
Moldova.
That's the only thing I can think of. Is
Okay.
Moldova.
Well, yeah, let's go Moldova because that sounds like it would be an interesting addition to this clue set here.
And we are saying the same.
The answer is Moldova.
Ooh, nice job.
All right, so question 12 is just what's the mystery theme, huh?
Indeed.
And we are locked in.
Yeah.
You're in? Moldova.
I know that's part of the reason I didn't want to say Moldova, because I don't know how that works to anything.
I mean, it's
how
just,
Moldova connects to anything on the entire planet.
I don't know. I might just have to tap Cheyenne. I'm sorry. I'm sure once I hear it, that's going to make me go insane, but I cannot put it together.
Oh, it'll make you go insane.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? No. Is it South Park possibly because of Isaac Hayes, and then only the good die young, meaning Kenny, and Kenny gets killed. Moldova. Is it South Park?
Let's go with it. Just
Okay.
because, I refuse to not answer, and if I have to answer something super stupid, I'm gonna do it.
All right. Yeah, I like that logic. Let's do it. We'll go South Park.
All right. Do you want to read
Okay.
the first word of everything for me?
So this is another song that starts very subtly. Somebody.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah, every first word is all that glitters is gold, only shooting stars break the mold.
This
All-Star.
is All-Star.
Wow.
Yeah, that took me a little while to fit in a clue that had the answer starting with mold.
Wow.
So
Well
it was
done.
fun to write.
Applause
Thank
to you. That's oh man.
What is it? I'm still
All-Star
at this
by
point-
You don't know All-Star by Smash
Mouth.
Mouth?
It's a classic.
I know I do. I'm just trying to.
Have
figure
you
out
seen
how
Shrek?
Have you
No,
seen
I-
a Shrek?
I got it. I still
each-
just can't. Even
each-
if I have the answer and I don't even know.
Each first word of the answers are the
Approximately.
chorus of All-Star. Okay, so strong finish from me and Jeff. We got 195, and Kathy Bates' hat fallen behind a little bit with 180, but it's anybody's game.
And right before we throw it to Anne, we're going to be at TriviaCon in Vegas. Just wanted to mention it again. Make sure to check us out. We're going to do a live game there. If you go to the website for TriviaCon over at Sporkle, you'll find out all the details, but there's a cash prize. You'll see us doing a special game and get a chance to hang out and have a little episode recorded. So look up all those details. It's going to be in April, right after Geek Bowl the next month, and we look forward to seeing you all there.
So category 1 is Oscars. Category 2 is cruel irony. Category 3 is calculus. Category 4 is sexism. And category 5 is my favorite animal.
Okay, so for this final round, I think everybody wants to bat for the fences, right?
That's right.
So both teams are going 30s all the way down. It's going to be a battle of the Titans here.
Number 1, Oscars. Which actress is the only person to win an Oscar whose parents have also both won an Oscar? The mother won Best Actress in 1955, and the father won Best Director in 1959. Number 2, cruel irony. Despite the fact that these animals cannot actually engage in cardiovascular exercise without seriously risking their health, what is the most frequently used mascot in NCAA Division I sports? Number 3, calculus. In math, we like to say, be nice and don't be a third derivative. What's the name for a third derivative? Number 4, sexism. The men's marathon has been part of the modern Olympic Games since they started in 1896. Despite women unofficially running the Olympic marathon since its inception, the women's marathon wasn't made an official sport until much later. In what year was the women's marathon added to the Olympics? American Joan Benoit won the gold that year, and Norwegian Greta Waitz won silver. Number 5, my favorite animal. When the University of Oregon Ducks meet the Oregon State Beavers in the annual Civil War football game, the teams vie for a trophy in the shape of what animal?
Okay, we are going to go discuss, and we'll be right back with the answers. The answers are now locked in, so let's go ahead and get the questions one more time and see how we did.
Okay. So, which actress is the only person to win an Oscar whose parents both have also won an Oscar? The mother won Best Actress in 1955, and the father won Best Director in 1959.
Yeah, this ended up being really tough for us. We also discussed the Houstons. I heard a little bit of your discussion, but I didn't think John Huston was more of a director. But we just went with Faye Dunaway. I don't know who her parents are, but I feel like she comes from famous stock.
That's good line. Yeah, we discussed Coppola's and Houston, the Fondas. I know Liza Minnelli won an Oscar for Cabaret. I know her dad is a famous musical director. I couldn't remember if Judy Garland had won an Oscar or what for, but I knew that the daughter and the dad won, so that's kind of where we hedged our bets. So we said Minnelli.
The answer is Liza Minnelli. So Judy Garland won in 1955 for A Star Is Born, and Vincente Minnelli won in 1959 for Gigi.
Good job, Neal.
Good job.
All right. Well, that's going downhill from here, probably.
Yeah, I feel like it's all going to crash.
All right, number 2, cruel irony. Despite the fact that these animals cannot engage in cardiovascular activity without seriously risking their health, what is the most frequently used mascot in NCAA Division I sports?
Jeff and I were pretty sure this is a bulldog because they're not really athletic animals, but they sure do pop up a lot.
Do you want to take it, Cheyenne?
Yeah, I was down to, I know the top 3, like tigers, wildcats, and bulldogs. And bulldogs, while they are so cute and cuddly, are just kind of worthless. they just can't do anything. I love them, but I said bulldogs.
And the answer is bulldogs. So the top 5, just for trivia's sake, are the Bears with 9, Wildcats with 9 as well. So I'm just reading this list and I realize that they have given them 4 and 5, even though that's the same number. The Eagles with 11, Tigers with 13, and Bulldogs with 14. And so for Bulldogs, it's Alabama A&M, Butler, Citadel, Drake, Fresno State, Garner-Webb, Georgia, Gonzaga, Louisiana Tech, Mississippi State, Samford, South Carolina State, UNC, Asheville, and Yale.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 3, calculus. In math, we like to say, be nice and don't be a third derivative. What's the name for a third derivative? Okay, so what are your answers?
Yeah, we were trying to figure something out that was clever, but we went with agitator.
Nice. You could take it, Cheyenne.
Yeah, this is like somewhat embarrassing since I've taken a ton of math classes in my life, and I can never remember any math, but we put jerk just because of the...
Be a jerk.
The answer is jerk.
Oh
my God.
So specifically, if you're talking like in the context of physics, it's position, velocity, acceleration, jerk.
Jeez.
Hey, I said part of... I went all the way down through acceleration.
Very impressive. Like that, I really didn't think you guys were going to
go
get
bully,
it.
and he's like, "Oh, let's just go jerk. It fits better." Okay.
All right, number 4.
Number 4, sexism. The men's marathon has been a part of the modern Olympic Games since they started in 1896. Despite women unofficially running the Olympic marathon since its inception, the women's marathon wasn't made official until much later. In what year was the women's marathon added to the Olympics? American Joan Benoit won the gold medal, and Norwegian Greta Waitz won silver that year.
Well, Jeff and I just thought it was a pretty difficult question unless it was pretty recent, so we said 2016.
Yeah, no, I remember, I know the name, and I thought it was like 80s-ish, and so I thought it might have been American winning in L.A., so we said 1984.
The answer is 1984. So Joan Benoit and Greta Waitz I threw out those names for the running nerds out there. Greta won the New York City Marathon like 9 times in the 70s and 80s, and she's a pretty big deal. Even though she's Norwegian, she's a pretty big deal in New York for her running exploits. Okay, number 5, my favorite animal. When the University of Oregon Ducks meet the Oregon State Beavers in the annual Civil War football game, the teams vie for a trophy in the shape of what animal?
Gotta assume that's a platypus.
Ooh, that's a good guess. So I only knew one question in this final round, so thanks, Cheyenne. We just said because it's a duck and a beaver, maybe there's like a bronze fish of some sort, so we just said fish.
So it would be really gross if my favorite animal was a fish. My favorite animal is actually a platypus, so the answer is platypus.
That makes a lot more sense.
So do we need to add up the scores? We could call it a draw, right?
Yeah.
You just want to call it a draw?
We'll call it a draw. It was even.
All right. Well, the Unstinkables have been stunk. 165 is our total score, and you guys climbed right to the top of the mast. 270. So you're the cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop!
It's all Cheyenne. Thank you, Cheyenne. You showed up in this last round. I only knew one question, and you got all the other ones yourself. So thank you for your hard work there at the end.
Yeah, well, I think you carried me through the rest of the game, so we'll call it even.
All right, that sounds good. Well,
Thank you.
Kathy Bates' hat kept us above water.
You said it was a flotation device?
Yeah. It's funny that you guys are the Unstinkable because I believe she played the Unsinkable Molly Brown.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Today's game is really the Unstinkable Kathy Bates.
And I've been trying to figure out a way to throw in like a Kathy Bates axe thing in here, and it just never presented itself.
Oh, well, Ken will be breaking his ankles after this game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, don't you worry. Well, thank you for joining us, Cheyenne, and for supporting us on Patreon at the Universal Champion level. We appreciate it, and we wish you the best of luck in your tournament today.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We wrote some ridiculous questions because really good trivia players are really good, and you can't stump them.
No, that's correct. And speaking of really well-written questions, Anne, this was an awesome game with so many different clues and twists and turns. And
yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you for putting this together.
Thanks for having me.
It was a blast.
Yes, you're welcome back anytime, especially for all the 90s music references and musical references for me selfishly. But thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and this was a ton of fun, so thanks for having me on.
Of course. Thanks for supporting the show.
And can I want to give a shout out to all my friends who play tested my clues last weekend. So Chris, Scott, Isaiah, and then my volleyball and running friends. It was an awesome time.
Yeah, and shout out to all your students too.
Oh yeah, thanks for being my guinea pigs.
All right, well, thank you both for joining us today. It was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, like we said, Matt isn't here. Let's hope his shift at Hot Regs goes without a stench on him after the end of the day. But
of Nag Champa.
I don't even know what that is. That sounds like
incense.
That sounds like a villain in Smash Brothers. Nag Champa. Or in Street Fighter. Well, thank you very much to Cheyenne, to Anne, everyone that helped them, Cheyenne's company, Questionable Company, Jeff, Ken, Matt, who is not here. My name is Neal, and that was Triviality.
Was Ying Yang twins?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember dancing to that quite a bit as well. That and...
they just like play that at schools and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Tipsy. Everybody getting tipsy.
I remember
Tipsy and Yeah came out that spring.
Yeah. I was a freshman in college when Yeah came out. Yeah.
I remember the dance squad was dancing at the pep rally to Move, Get Out the Way.